Is it just me, or does anybody else wonder what the Golden State Warriors are doing this season? Their situation where they're trying to cling on to some sort of championship hopes and desires and dreams, but in reality being nowhere near capable to win and do something like that is just so, like, mind-breaking. I recently saw a quote from Draymond Green, and I pray to God I'm not being senteled or sacked right now, but it was something along the lines of the classic Draymond Green saying, "Don't let us win another championship." And when I heard that, I really just started to think, how lost is this team? Like, how delusional really are they? But I might just be getting a little bit too ahead of myself, and I should probably reel it back a little bit and talk about where we are today, because the Warriors are 2-1, and I know that it may look like I'm making this video bashing the Warriors after losing just their first game of the season, but that's not what happened. I wasn't waiting for the Warriors to lose a game so I can make this video talking bad about them. I am simply just confused when it comes to the Warriors specifically, and it's really because of the decision that they made this offseason that impacts what their franchise looks like from here on out. As we all know, the biggest move for the Warriors this offseason was Klay Thompson leaving the team and joining the Dallas Mavericks. That was obviously huge. It was the first time that we really saw a piece of their dynasty leave. Obviously, you know, Kevin Durant is one thing, and in my mind, I thought the path and direction that they were going to take was very clear. You either go all in on Stephen Curry by trading away your younger talent, your future pieces like Podziemski or Kuminga, Moses Moody, like a lot of these younger guys that I feel like they are now in this moment investing in and hoping to lead the franchise once Curry retires. I thought the move was to get rid of them, trade for players like Lauri Markkanen, or at the time we thought that Paul George was possibly going to join the team. But then the other path was, hey, if Klay Thompson is gone and it seems like you're not going to have a chance at winning, or maybe you don't want to trade your young pieces, then you trade your older guys. So you break things up. You trade Draymond. You maybe talk to Curry and say, hey man, I don't know if we're going to win, and Curry doesn't want to be on a losing franchise for the rest of his career. So to be honest, I don't think him leaving this franchise would have been impossible, I guess is the word to say, because it would obviously be hard, but he has said himself that he wants to win for the rest of his career. He doesn't want to spend time on a rebuilding team. So it was like two very clear paths. You either sell all your old and invest in the young, or vice versa. You sell your young and invest on the now. Win now, build around Curry, build around Draymond, well, the both of them together, whatever it is. And you know what the Golden State Warriors did? They got in their car and just drove straight down the middle. With them re-signing, I'm pretty sure it was Moses Moody, and Kuminga was the one who didn't re-sign the contract. And then they brought in Buddy Hield to kind of replace Klay Thompson, which, oh boy, let's just get into that. If you're a Warriors fan, or if you even watched a minute of their first two games this season, chances are you probably saw Buddy Hield go absolutely insane. In his first game with the team, he had 22 points in just 15 minutes, shooting 8 for 12 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3, while also collecting in 5 rebounds and 1 assist. In game 2, things got even better, scoring 27 points, shooting 10 for 14 from the field, while shooting 7 for 9 from 3. The dude was going nuts. And oh boy, did those Warriors fans get hyped. Oh boy, were they excited. They were licking their chops going, whoa, we just got rid of Klay Thompson, Mr., 1 for 10, or was it 0 for 10 in the play-in tournament? I forget at this point. We just got rid of him, and now this new guy is coming in and dropping 20-something points a night? This is insane. We're good. Championship, here we come. Don't let us win it again. But if you're a fan of the Sacramento Kings, Indiana Pacers, or 76ers, you know what was going to happen next. There's this thing called the Buddy Hield cycle. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it up here on the screen and kind of run you guys through it really quick. With the Sacramento Kings being the team to draft Buddy, I've gotten to go through this cycle a fair amount of times from an outsider perspective when it comes to the start. So it starts with him getting traded, and in this example, we are going to use the Indiana Pacers trading him to the 76ers. Ball's out for 10 games. Now, obviously, that's a bit of an exaggeration here because Buddy Hield had, I think, 3 games straight where he dropped 20-something points. Everything's looking good. 76ers are hyped, saying that he's the championship piece. They got some crazy shooting on their team now. The spacing's insane, whatever, which is where that bottom part comes in. The new fans question why the last fan base didn't want him. 76ers fans are saying, we got an absolute steal. Championship, here we come. And then he shoots them out of the games and plays no defense. And I tried warning the Warriors fans, saying, yo, don't get too hyped up on Buddy Hield because he is going to lose you a lot more games than he is going to win you them. Shit, I made a TikTok about it that Flight reacted to and said that it's not going to happen because the Golden State Warriors have won championships in the past.
I mean, the difference is Kings, Pacers, 76ers they haven't won a championship in like 30 years. The Warriors have 5 in the last 10. So I don't think Buddy's going to play out that. I'm going to give him 25 games, though.
Where that logic comes from, I have no clue, but it was really cool to see Flight react to my video. Oh, I completely forgot. You guys are probably wondering why I'm saying that he's bad or like why he isn't good anymore. If you didn't watch their most recent game against the LA Clippers, Buddy Hield had 8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists while shooting 3 for 14 from the field and 1 for 9 from 3. He also had 4 turnovers, which granted the entire Warriors team didn't do good when it came to, keeping the ball in their hands, but 4 turnovers, that's just crazy. So I think we can scratch Buddy Hield off the list there and say that he is not going to have any impact on this team winning a championship. And then I kind of look around and I don't know who else is gonna do it. I didn't want to use this as like a gotcha moment in this video because I was going to actually make this before the Clippers game. But Stephen Curry is now injured. We don't know how long. We don't know how serious it is. It looked like he just rolled his ankle, but he did it like twice. But I'm going to assume that he is going to be healthy and back quickly. When that happens, I still don't see anyone else being able to do anything for this team. Granted, Wiggins just had a 29-point game where he shot 73% from the field, but you can't rely on him to have a performance like that every single night, or he's not going to be the guy that you look at when Curry is injured or when he's in a slump and say, Andrew Wiggins, we need you to be the new driver of this team. You are going to be the one to carry us over the finish line. I just don't think he's there. And then you have other guys who are just too young. Yes, they might have themselves a nice game. They might be able to do something, make a dagger 3 or a big, pick-me-up shot, but they are young. You can't rely on these guys to be the ones to carry you to the finish line, especially when it comes to a playoff or finals environment, and it's just disappointing. That's really what it is at the end of the day, because I'm obviously not like a huge Warriors fan. There's a tiny rivalry between the Sacramento Kings and Warriors, and like I kind of said in the intro, I'm not trying to say this stuff in a negative way where it's like, oh, because he's a Kings fan, he's obviously gonna shit on the Warriors. I seriously just don't see what they can do or what's even next for this team. The first thing that kind of comes to mind as for like what they should do though, and this might sound crazy, but it's to tank. Not only would that help the Sacramento Kings get their play-in spot, I'm just kidding, that's okay, that's a little bit too mean, but we've seen the Golden State Warriors do it before. Granted, it happened because of injuries, and it was a very stressful situation at that time because all of a sudden they went from a championship like dynasty to being the bottom seed in the West, but we've seen them do it before, and I think we kind of forget how insanely good the Warriors would be right now if they didn't choose James Wiseman. And that's not me knocking their pick, right? The Sacramento Kings have made their fair share of terrible picks, but it's kind of proof that it's worked before. You took 1 year off of Curry's career just to tank, hopefully get a good draft pick, someone who you could develop alongside Curry and also hopefully win a championship with. And even though James Wiseman wasn't necessarily a big part of that, he did win it with them, right? That did happen. And with a draft like this, a truly generational draft, not just like Victor Wembanyama being the #1 pick or whatever the hell like last year, but like truly talent from top to bottom in the first round specifically, I don't see why you wouldn't do it, besides the fact that Curry won't want to tank. But shit, if it means that they're gonna win the year after, like, I don't know, man. But that's honestly how I feel about it. And you guys can let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel. Do you think I'm just overreacting to something so early in the season? Or do you think the Warriors should actually try to contend? Do you find them to be championship contenders? I don't know. I read and respond to everyone down in the comments below. It would also help out the channel a ton if you guys could like and subscribe while you're down there, so I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, to be honest, I don't really care about the Warriors specifically, but I do hope to see another winning season from Stephen Curry before he retires. That being said, I will see you guys all in the next one. Later.